Myers Life, yes. And we are back with another one. Yes. So
if you're upset, if you are angry, if you're frustrated, the reason why is blame.
Yes.
You hear the beat?
Yeah.
You hear the chords?
Yeah.
Goes, if you need a quick fix in your relationship, call Myers Life Coach. 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 Call him up. Stop. How you like that?
Oh, I love it.
Yes. And see, we always have to have someone to blame, something to blame if something goes wrong.
Right. So we start telling ourselves a story in our head. And as we're telling that story, we're beating ourselves up with negativity. And within that, at the core of it is blame. So there's 4 ways that we blame. And these are the 4 sources for unhappiness. Okay? So here we go. This is huge. Very simple, but huge. All right? So 1, we're blaming ourselves.
Right. So a lot of people, most people blame themselves for certain things. And when they do, then they kind of get down on themselves. They get upset. They kind of lower their vibrations with that, because they will beat themselves up, because we are our worst critics.
And that self-blame kind of turns into low self-esteem and takes away our confidence.
Right. It will also be a resentment over time.
Unforgiveness. And if you can't forgive yourself, you can't forgive others.
Right.
And it's just snowball effect from there. All right. So next thing is blaming others. Right. That's the second way we blame.
Instantly, people blame others because it has to be their fault because we're perfect. Right. Right. So as soon as you blame someone else, you don't take ownership for your part in it.
Oh, it's my spouse's fault.
Right.
It's my coworker's fault. It's my mom's fault. It's my dad's fault. It's everyone else's fault.
When things happen, then if you're able to kind of see and understand, okay, they did it because this is how they handle things in their life, and I have no control over things in their life. I can only control my life and my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions. It will free you from that blame.
Yeah. All right. The next thing is that you're blaming life.
And you're blaming life because it keeps going on.
Right? And that's dangerous because that's how we can become suicidal and have those ideations where we're wishing to die.
Right. So, and if you're having those things, then just know those thoughts, those feelings, they're the things that's fueling that sadness. Those are the things that's fueling you not wanting to get up and go outside, or maybe you're staying at home and staying in the bed and things like that. That depression sets in, and those type of things.
The next and the last, the 4th reason why you're unhappy and you're blaming God.
Yeah. A lot of people blame God because they're like, well, why are all these bad things happening and things like that? So they look at all the bad things that happen and they kind of sum all those things up and then look at God and say, why all these bad things, when they don't see all the great things that's also encompassed around them too.
Right.
So it's just understanding that balance of the good things that's happening and of course the bad things. And a lot of things, who perceives good and bad, a lot of times what may be good for one person may be bad for another person. So it's just all in your perceptions of that good and bad thing.
Right. So stop blaming everything outside of you and around you and even yourself. Stop blaming. Blame is a defense mechanism. If you look at Freud and his defense mechanism, that's what blame is, because we feel threatened. And, instead, how about we just acknowledge that we feel threatened? How about we acknowledge that we just feel bad in that moment and then move forward? Go through the feelings. A lot of times we try to avoid it and then we blame. And that just perpetuates. So just accept, acknowledge, and neutralize it. That's how you get out of blame, is when you neutralize those negative thoughts that you have. So here, follow this formula, okay? Here we go. Even though my coworker made that snide remark, I am a competent employee, and I am getting all my work done, and I am someone that just recently had a great review, and I am just utilizing this job as a stepping stone to the next step. You know, if that's true for you and that resonates, those I ams, those facts, that will neutralize that thought of my coworker is an idiot.
Yeah, because I know we've all said similar words.
Right.
So just know that positive thought, those things are things that's actual facts. She said actual facts about herself, you know, and of course what the coworker says or does and things like that is just the coworker's perceptions of you. You know,
so don't let whatever's going on in their trauma create trauma for you.
Right.
So you neutralize any negative thoughts you have, get out of that blame cycle, and use that formula. Even though such and such is happening, I am this. All right.
So we want you to subscribe. We also want you to comment. You know, we want to know, what are your feelings? You know, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? What are your emotions about these things? Because these things are very, very important. You know, we want to create a community of understanding, of love, of healing. You know, so let us know what you think.
Right. This is so important. This is the most important thing that there is your thought life. All right. Myers Life.
Myers Life.
Yeah. Subscribe.
We love you.
Love you.
You know I want the love. You know you need the love. You know we want the love. You know I want the love. You know we need the love. You know I got the love. Man, can you feel the love? Can you feel the love? You know I give you love. You know we giving love. You know we need your love. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, gotta find a way to follow. And if you do, you have.
The Myers helped me face the issues that were tearing my relationship apart. They provided a safe environment to work through those difficult issues associated with our children, work, finances, trust, and intimacy. I feel I achieved a closeness and a renewed commitment to my relationship. I highly encourage couples to face their challenges and give the Myers a call.
We want to thank the Myers for all of their support. We were on the brink of a divorce.
We just could not communicate. We would have the same argument over and over again.
But after a great deal of reflection, we actually enjoy being around each other again. You taught us skills that have helped us manage conflict.
Yeah, we had a great spiritual conversation with a couple that had vested interest in helping us find our peace.
As a startup entrepreneur, I have been able to leverage the Myers coaching. First of all, they are a sounding board for my personal anxieties as I develop and fine-tune my leadership. I would get so irritated. I now have a plan to manage my anger and a support system that holds me accountable. They are non-judgmental people with tremendous skill and talent, an asset for anyone trying to develop professionally.